Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Janet Wright, and this video is two things. It's a walkthrough video that you can use whenever you want, and it's also an energy healing recap video, part 2, for today, March 20th, 2018. So this is basically the one technique walkthrough that I'm making today. For this healing, because I already have some other really good walkthroughs that explain all the other techniques used today. So this video is all about taking your ideal next step. And ideal next step is what you should be, well, what you ideally would be working on. It's sort of a productivity concept. Where you don't put off what would most benefit you to accomplish. The thing is, sometimes you're just not ready to accomplish something. Maybe you're working with your angels on it still in your sleep, so it needs to get to a certain point spiritually before you actually manifest finishing the project or starting that project. But many times that is not the case, and many times your spirit is all ready to do it, but you're actually too blocked with your maybe consciously and subconsciously and in some of your physical body chakras, you're too blocked. And so you are not doing what is ideal for you to do next. Maybe you're not productive at all these days, or maybe you're just putting off the big project, but you're doing all the little projects and still avoiding the big project. And the problem with that is that it tends to being stuck on the big project or the ideal next step project. It doesn't always mean it's the biggest project. Sometimes it could be the most nurturing project, like maybe starting to meditate 5 minutes every morning. That actually could be your ideal next step, and it's only 5 minutes and you totally have the time. It's just you have all these mental blocks in the way of thinking you have the time. So ideal next step doesn't have to be a giant project, but usually it is the most beneficial to you spiritually, let's say. And a lot of times it gives you momentum then to do the other things. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to use 3 different techniques in this video, just like we did in today's healing. I think what I'm going to do is use the simplest techniques first, just because they're super kid friendly, and say if you only have time to watch part of the video, that way we're giving you the easiest, most approachable part of the video first. And that can kind of, get you really centered and ready for the second half of the video. So the first half of the video then, now with my new reorganization, will be the flower healing stuff. So the enthusiasm flower healing and the courage flower healing. And there's a whole playlist that I have about flower healing techniques. They're really powerful but really simple. Great for kids, great for anybody. So enthusiasm flower technique is where you create energy flowers that help your enthusiasm, which is generally your heart chakra. And courage flowers is where you make flowers to help your first chakra, which is to generate courage. And if your first chakra is too blocked or too weakened, you have too much worry, too much fear-based hesitation, fear-based procrastination. So if we're all about taking the ideal next step and being, productive in the most sort of ideal, gentle, efficient way, then we do need to be motivated with the heart chakra, right? And so enthusiasm healing will help you to be motivated. And then we need to be courageous, because a lot of times there are subconscious fears. Maybe if you do your most important project, you won't do it well enough. And, it's some like childhood, I'm not good enough, the teacher didn't like my homework kind of baggage that you have. So we want you to be motivated, and we want you to have courage to do these projects that are more meaningful to you in the big picture. Okay, so let's do that first, and then after that we'll get to the deep thought healing technique, which actually is cool and easy as well. Okay, so just gotta keep my paperwork away from my dog so they'll eat it. So, all right, so let's do enthusiasm healing technique, and we will do just a short version of it. And if you want a whole video on enthusiasm healing technique, it exists. Lucky you. But anyway, so like I said, enthusiasm healing is to help your fourth chakra, otherwise known as the heart chakra. Okay, so what you do is real simple. You just make energy flowers that are going to help your heart chakra, basically. So I like to use my hands, as you know if you've seen these types of videos before, and I like to just imagine that as my hands spread apart, I'm creating the energy flowers. So it's like first my hands are closed and then now they're full of like giant flowers. Okay, and so you can do it that way, or you can just imagine that you're creating the flowers out in front of you without hand movement. But anyway, so the idea is, in this case, we're working on the ideal next step, right? It's a productivity related issue where you want to do the most efficient, wise next thing. You don't want to avoid the good stuff. You know, you do what is best for you to do, right? So we want to be enthusiastic about that. We want to be motivated to take our ideal next step, right? So go ahead and however you want, just with your imagination or with your hands as well, just go ahead and create, make the flowers green for enthusiasm for the fourth chakra. Green is a good color for the fourth chakra. Make giant green flowers of your own enthusiasm for taking your next step. And you just create it. So it doesn't matter if you consciously are not enthusiastic about taking your next step at the moment. That's what we're gonna fix, right? So you just create it out of thin air, basically, because your spirit can do stuff like that. So just make big giant green flowers of your enthusiasm energy for your ideal next step. And just enjoy how huge they are and look at how many there are. Just kind of imagine it if you don't see. And then we're gonna have your angels bless and double check your enthusiasm flowers. So just with your mind, say, angels, can you bless and double check these enthusiasm flowers? And you know, it could take them just a split second to do that. It could take them a couple seconds, your angels, to double check and maybe make some changes to your flowers. And then you just go ahead and give them to yourself. So you just, you know, I like smushing them on my heart, but you can, or on my heart chakra, but you can just give them to your aura, whatever you feel is best. You know, just absorb your enthusiasm flowers. I love that. Okay, so that is that's using enthusiasm flowers. Let's do it one more time. And again, there's a whole video on enthusiasm flower healing if you want to do more. But one more time, get ready to create big, giant green. And if you don't like the flowers, make big balls of energy that are green, but of your enthusiasm energy for taking your next step, your ideal next step. And it's okay if you don't even know what your ideal next step is, because we're clearing energy in general towards, you know, this sort of efficient productivity, right? So big, giant green flowers of your enthusiasm for taking your ideal next step. And just admire your wonderful flowers. Just imagine them, giant, big green flowers of your enthusiasm energy for your next step, your ideal next step. And show them to your angels, and with your mind just say, angels, can you please bless and double check these flowers? Okay, and angels work fast, so they're fine now. And then go ahead and give them to yourself. Give yourself the flowers. And just take a deep breath and just absorb that energy of enthusiasm for your ideal next step. Yay. Okay, great. So let's do courage flower healing now. So again, courage is for the first chakra. The first chakra generates courage, but sometimes, you know, you might need to help it along and create more courage. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And this is a slightly different style of flower healing, where you don't just give it to yourself. You could, if you want. You could just give yourself courage flowers that are red, and maybe give it to yourself, you know, at the base of your spine. But what I like to do with this, since, you know, whenever you're kind of stuck, and I think fear can be really kind of a stuck thing. So I like to separate out the part of me that is most, you know, most needs courage for my ideal next step. You know, so you just imagine that you made a chair out in front of you, you know, an energy chair, and you can decorate it, you know, and make it a pretty color. Like mine is coral with some gold and some purple feathers on it. So you can make your chair however you want, you know, out in front of you. It's just energy, so it's no big deal. And then have the part of you that most needs courage for taking your ideal next step, and have that part of you sit in the chair. Okay, so most of you is here in your body, but a little part of you is in that chair. And but you don't have to feel that part of you, because that part of you could be really nervous for some subconscious or past life reason. So you don't have to feel that. Just say, okay, my intention is, you know, that part of me that needs courage is in that chair. Okay? And then now we're going to make the courage flowers, and we're going to give it to that part of you, and that's going to fix that part of you, which is awesome. So again, with your hands if you want, or just imagine them created out in front of you, that you're creating them, you know, just with your thought. Big red courage flowers, the exact vibration of courage that this stuck part of you needs to be able to take your ideal next step. Okay, so big giant red flowers of your courage energy that's going to help you take your ideal next step. And go ahead and admire those beautiful red flowers. And if you can't see, that's okay. Just imagine these beautiful red flowers, or red balls of energy if you want, if you don't like the flowers. And just have your angels bless and double check them. Just with your mind, say, angels, can you please bless and double check these courage flowers? Awesome. All right. And so go ahead and give these courage flowers to that stuck part of you in the chair. And what happens is, once that stuck part of you absorbs those flowers, she's not stuck anymore. So she just kind of turns into little bits of energy and comes back to the wholeness of you. You know, you're not, that part of you isn't stuck anymore. So then it's all you. So there's nothing in the chair anymore. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. You can make a brand new chair for yourself if you want. And again, you don't have to see your chair, you just imagine it, right? So I'm going to make a chair with purple fuzzy fabric on it. Okay, and put the part of you in the chair that really needs courage for taking your ideal next step. Okay, and just, you don't have to see that part of you in particular, but you just know, you just think it. You know, put that part of you that needs courage for your ideal next step in the chair. And then you make your courage flowers, big, beautiful red courage flowers of your courage energy for taking your ideal next step. And just admire how awesome these giant red flowers are that you made. And then ask your angels to bless and double check your flowers. And then go ahead and give that stuck part of you that's in the chair your courage flowers. So once that stuck part of you absorbs the courage flowers, it comes back to you. And it instantly heals, and then it comes back to you because it's not stuck anymore. So again, that's courage flower healing. You can do that for all sorts of things, you know, for courage in talking to somebody, for courage in getting a new job, for courage in your upcoming move, you know, all sorts of things you need first chakra energy for. First chakra is courage, but it's also financial stability, abundance, health too. A lot of health stuff is first chakra. So all sorts of good reasons to strengthen your first chakra. Okay, so that was courage healing, courage flower healing, and there is a separate video just on that one technique if you want. Okay, so now we're gonna finish out this video by doing a little bit of deep thought healing technique for your ideal next step. Okay, and deep thought healing technique, I'm gonna leave this little clip on it so it doesn't blow away in the wind. But anyway, this is deep thought healing technique, and it's where you imagine out in front of you three different sections. They're like 3D rectangles touching each other, and you have your 8th chakra a little 3D rectangle that's gold that represents your 8th chakra, which is actually way up here. Actually, it's like a gold sun that shines down on you, your eternal wisdom and healing energy. But right now, for the sake of this exercise, you just imagine, you know, this gold 3D rectangle out in front of you representing your 8th chakra. And then the middle rectangle, you can imagine that as your conscious mind. And then the bottom rectangle you imagine as your subconscious mind. Okay? And so you have these 3 little 3D rectangles out in front of you. And I have a whole playlist on deep thought healing if you want to learn more and get more in depth of it, okay? In depth with it. But what you want to do is just find some energy blocks here. And if this is a little too weird, just maybe wiggle your toes, touch your fingers, think about your grounding real quick. So your aura should be this wide all the way around you. Your grounding should be, here's a good, beautiful drawing of your grounding. So your grounding should be as wide as your whole aura and go all the way up. I feel it works best if it goes up to your 3rd chakra, just below your solar plexus. So you make your grounding this high, go up this high, and make it wide all the way down to the core of the earth, okay? So just redo your grounding for a second. Make it red or orange or yellow. I'm gonna make mine yellow because that's a good productivity 3rd chakra color. And why don't we do a 1 color earth energy soak too, just to really anchor you, so then we can do this deep thought work more easily. So use your grounding like a straw, a big wide straw coming up from the core of the earth. And so bring up yellow earth energy from the core of the earth, set to that yellow vibration. And just bring up all that yellow earth energy up, 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 and soak in it. All your aura, your body, your chakras, everything in the yellow earth energy. And just leave it up there. And if you don't feel it, just bring up an extra amount, because I noticed in today's healing, people weren't bringing in enough. Like one woman, she's a teacher and she was at school, and I think she was afraid that other teachers were going to notice on some spirit level. And I was like, trust me, sister, people are not going to notice. You'll just feel better. So just bring up extra yellow earth energy and soak in it, and even above your aura, above your head, because you have 7 layers of your aura above your head. Soak all that in the yellow earth energy and just leave it up like that, okay, for the rest of this video, because it'll help you to just be really mellow and focused, which, you know, yes please. So anyway, going back to this, you want to imagine out in front of you three 3D rectangles that touch each other, right? And deep thought is a flow between all this, because here's your eternal wisdom, 8th chakra, here's your conscious mind, here's your subconscious mind. You have a lot of wisdom in your subconscious mind, but you might have some repression or other people's energy blocking the flow, and you might have some other people's energy or energy blocks blocking this flow, so you're not getting enough of your 8th chakra wisdom. So first, let's just comb through all those 3 sections just with gold light from your hands. And your intention is that you're letting that 8th chakra energy come down, you know, just enough that is healthy for you, but you're letting that 8th chakra energy permeate both the rectangles below it, so conscious mind and subconscious mind, because you need wisdom. You need 8th chakra wisdom and healing energy to be able to be productive in a really efficient way and be good at taking your ideal next step, okay? So just let that 8th chakra energy calm down so that you have more wisdom, so you're more likely to take your ideal next step sooner. Okay? And then just be aware of some energy blocks, either in this blending surface right here, or this conscious mind section, or this blending surface right here, or the subconscious mind section, okay? So here, 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 or here, right? So just one thing you could do is not see or imagine, just comb through the whole thing, and with your intention just keep reminding yourself, I am, you know, melting away energy blocks in the way of my ideal next step. You know, that would be fine. Just keep combing through, you know, and just keep reminding yourself, my intention is I'm melting away energy blocks in the way of my ideal next step. Okay. So that is one option, and that is completely fine. You could do the whole thing that way. Another way, which I did that in the healing, actually. I did that part in the healing that way. But then I also look for specific energy blocks, which I think is cool too. So just be aware of some energy blocks. Either if there's energy blocks in one of these blending surfaces, it just looks like maybe they're like, you know, pancakes of hard, flat pieces of energy. And then there could be energy blocks here or here too, of course. So just be aware, use your imagination and be aware of some energy blocks in those areas that are healthy and gentle for you to clear right now. So for me, I'm noticing some right down here in the subconscious mind. And yeah, that's a good idea. You probably have plenty of energy blocks there to clear. So mine look like white boxes, like maybe about 10 white boxes there in the subconscious mind section. But you can just use your intuition and be like, I think something's there. But you don't have to know that it looks like white boxes. But you can use your intuition too, you know. But anyway, so I'm bringing up blue earth energy from the center of the earth to soak the energy blocks in the blue earth energy. And then I'm just using gold light from my hand chakras and my fingertip chakras to melt away the energy blocks, right? Because for me, they're here, but if yours are here or here or here, that's fine. Just use gold light and melt away those energy blocks. For me, these energy blocks, these 10 white boxes, are from a past life. But it's not important to know that. You just know that they're in the way of you taking your ideal next step, and so they gotta go. So mine are almost all gone. Yeah, mine are gone. Yeah. Okay, so again, one more time, just be aware of these areas right here, and your 8th chakra is going to be fine. So it's really the rest of it that you're looking for, any blocked energy that is in the way of you taking your ideal next step. And I'm aware of some right here in the conscious mind section. So that's what I'm going to clear next. And sometimes if I comb through, it helps my intuition. It feels like lots of little black pebbles, like a lot of them, also from a past life. So I'm just gonna use lots of gold light and melt them away. So, and you can use blue earth energy from the center of the earth and soak them that way too if you want. I'm just gonna keep using gold light. They're almost all gone. You just have to breathe and relax as you're doing this work. So deep breath. There you go. Deep breaths help because you're not then putting energy into it. You're just letting the gold light do the melting. So it works better. Okay, great. So let's just finish up by combing through all these areas and just, you know, your intention is that you're helping the flow through all these areas so that your conscious mind has better access to your subconscious wisdom and your eternal wisdom. And so just comb through here with gold light, all those areas. And, you know, with your intention, you can just say to yourself, I am melting away what's healthy and gentle for me to melt away right now so that I can take my ideal next step. Again, you don't have to consciously know what your ideal next step is. Sometimes you actually need to melt away a lot of energy blocks before you realize what your ideal next step is. Anyway, just your intention is you're melting away energy blocks in the way of your ideal next step. All right. So let's finish off with another one color earth energy soak. So you could pick a different color if you want, because a different color will help you release different things. So be aware again of your grounding and your aura, and make your grounding as wide as your whole aura and going as high as your 3rd chakra and as far down as the core of the earth. So I'm going to pick orange just for variety. Red or orange or yellow is fine. So big orange grounding all the way down to the core of the earth, and then use your grounding like a straw and just bring up a whole bunch of extra earth energy at that color. So I'm bringing up orange earth energy. You could bring up orange, red, or yellow, and just soak your whole aura in it. beneath you, your whole body, all around you, and above you. Just soak in that orange earth energy, just like as if you're in a forest. Because when you're in a forest, trees do this for you. So just bring up all that wonderful orange earth energy and just soak in it. Take deep breaths. And, you know, you can say, you know, I am ready to take my ideal next step. You know, and just relax as you say that, because you may need to release more in order for that to actually be true. You could think, I can let go, I can let go, I can receive, I can receive. All right, great job, guys. So we just used 3 different techniques in order to help you clear energy around taking your ideal next step, which of course helps with productivity. And so we used the enthusiasm healing, and we used enthusiasm flower healing, we used courage flower healing, and we used the deep thought healing technique as well. All right, great job, guys. Woohoo! Bye.